There's been a change on the VATSIM network that you may know about already, or you might just have limited knowledge as to how it may or may not affect you as a pilot on the network. We'll dig into the details of all this, and I'll explain what the changes are and what they mean for everybody in the future on the VATSIM network. This is Michael, and this is the Sky's the Limit Aviation Channel. We're sitting on the ramp here at CTAF, just getting ready to prep a flight down to LAX. And as of today, we are a couple of days into some changes that have happened on the VATSIM network. More specifically, VATUSA, which covers the North American region of the VATSIM network, has started a 6-month trial into using CTAF frequencies. If you're a seasoned pilot on the network, or even a real-life pilot, you already know what CTAF is. If you're new to VATSIM or you're just not familiar with CTAF in general, get ready to take some notes and learn something new. Most of this information that I will give you today is verbatim from the VATSIM website itself. So, what is CTAF? CTAF, or Comment Traffic Advisory Frequencies, are frequencies that are used at airports without an operating control tower, also called non-towered, uncontrolled, or pilot-controlled airports, which allow pilots to coordinate amongst themselves to ensure appropriate aircraft separation. Pilots will advise other aircraft on CTAF of their position and intentions. When a part-time tower closes, the airport then reverts to using CTAF frequencies. So how does CTAF differ from UNICOM? Well, VATSIM has traditionally used the term UNICOM to indicate a common frequency. On VATSIM, it's 122.80. That all pilots are expected to utilize to coordinate intentions with other pilots. In the real world, UNICOM frequencies are used to communicate with non-ATC ground stations, such as fixed-based operators, or FBOs, at an airport. The correct terminology for the frequencies used by pilots to coordinate amongst themselves is CTAF. Does using CTAF mean that you don't have to pay attention to surroundings when you're in the air? Absolutely not. It is important to remember that pilots in a given area will not all be on the same CTAF frequency. It is critical to always remain vigilant, use your resources, and keep your head out the window at all times. Proper CTAF use is more important going into larger busy airports, but it's still important to continue looking for other traffic. CTAF is a tool to coordinate with other pilots, but it doesn't replace a traffic scan. Your first priority should always see and avoid other traffic, followed by using your tools such as ADS-B. On VATSIM, that would be a map or your traffic display. Your third priority is CTAF. So how does a pilot use CTAF? Pilots using CTAF will find out pretty quickly that it is quite different than just communicating with ATC. Pilots must broadcast their intentions to other pilots that might be on the same CTAF frequency. There are some general guidelines for use of CTAF and CTAF frequencies. For small airports, CTAF should be used within 15 nautical miles of an airport and below 5,000 feet. With larger airports, such as Class Bravo airspace fields, CTAF should be used within 20 nautical miles of an airport and 10,000 feet. Remember that these guidelines are not set in stone, but always remember that there may be many airports within this 15 or 20 nautical mile radius, and not all of them will be on the same CTAF frequency. Also, something to keep in mind is that in some areas, multiple airports may share a common CTAF frequency, so it's important to include the airport name at the beginning and end of every single transmission that you make as a pilot. Also note that there are some special cases when it comes to CTAF. As with any rule, there will always be special cases and exceptions. Of course, CTAF is no different. One example of a special case are private airstrips or very remote airports. Most of these will not have a designated frequency. In these cases, use 122.9 as your CTAF frequency. Another example of a special case are flight training practice areas. Always make sure to look at your sectional charts if you're flying through an area such as that, and note the correct CTAF frequency to broadcast on. The last example are special flight rules areas. There are 2 in the lower 48 states and 1 in Alaska. They are Los Angeles, the New York City area, and the Matanuska-Sustinna Valley in Alaska. Make sure to look at your sectional chart for these areas to determine the correct CTAF frequency you should be on. There are several ways to find the correct CTAF frequency for the airport that you are departing from or arriving into. The first place to always check are your sectional charts or the navigation charts that you can find on Navigraph. You can also find the frequency for an airport by going to the My VATSIM homepage and clicking on the VATSIM AIP link in the left side menu. There, you'll go to the search bar on the right-hand side, type in the code for the airport that you are looking for. In this case, let's search for Atlanta, KATL. Click search, and in this portion of the page, you'll find the CTAF frequency listed here. Lastly, you can use your vPilot client to find the correct frequency by using the CTAF command in the Message tab of the vPilot client. Simply go to the Messages tab, type .ctaf, and then the ICAO code for the airport. It may take a moment, but you'll receive a transmission with the correct CTAF frequency. In this case, 119.9. In a vast majority of the cases, for major airports and regional airports, the CTAF frequency will be the common tower frequency that's normally used on the VATSIM network anyways. But when in doubt, always go to the website or use the vPilot client to double check what that frequency will be. To sum everything up, this is a 6-month test of using CTAF frequencies in the North American area of the VATSIM network. Further testing and rollout of these changes may occur at any time, and always make sure to check the latest posts on the VATSIM homepage for more information. I hope you enjoyed this informational video, and if you want to see more like this in the future, please subscribe and support my YouTube channel. Make sure notifications are turned on so you know when a new video or live stream is uploaded. Also make sure to hit that like button and share this video with someone who might benefit from it. This is Michael with the Sky's the Limit Aviation channel, wishing you clear skies and no turbulence when you're flying the virtual skies. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.